Jillian Calloway with 5 Star Athletics, and we are in week 3 of our hitting plan. We are going to work on a game day plan. As you might be practicing, you may be bored with practice. You may not understand what else you can do, and we've been practicing for a very long time. So I'm going to go over some things that you can do to make it a little bit more game-like. Before we get started today, I did want to talk to you about our situation we have going on. In Maryland, we got our stay-at-home order yesterday. It's very scary, it's confusing, it's frustrating. I understand that there are a lot of emotions about this, but we want to do the best we can with this situation. So at this time, I want you to remember a couple things. Number one, remember, none of us have gone through this before. We don't know how to respond either, and it's okay to have feelings, emotions. It's important that you communicate. It's important that you release some of those emotions. You find a way to maybe meditate. It's important for us to have the attitude of gratitude. We are still healthy currently. We have the ability to still go outside, and there are a lot of positives and things that we still have the ability to do. We have access to the internet, and we can talk to our friends still, where maybe Anne Frank wasn't in any of those positions. You know, I saw that the other day, and that really put things in perspective for me. Most importantly, it's really important that we spend a lot of our time loving, okay? We have a lot of our family near us. Let's try to not be as frustrated. Let's try to get along, and let's try to be grateful for all the opportunities of things that we do have. I hope all of you guys stay healthy. Now go get game ready warm for hitting. Okay, I understand that not all of us have space to hit. You can use wiffle balls, you can use light flights, you can use anything. If the only thing you have is a tee and a net, then we're going to make it work with a tee and a net. We're just going to have to be maybe a little bit more creative. Our very first one, and all these drills can be done off of front, almost, I will tell you if they can't, can be done off of front toss or a tee or a live arm if you have the ability to create that. I throw a live arm throwing wiffles all the time. It's not my preferred method, but I also know that sometimes that's all we have. So we're going to do the Washington chart. I'm going to get 10 pitches off the tee or front toss that are my zone pitches. They're my pitches. It's where I want to be. Personally, I like low, and I like it a little bit slightly outside. Okay? If you know me, I have a hard time getting my hands out. That's how I fractured my orbital. You can ask my college coaches. They would tell you that all the time. And I would get to hit. So boom, I'm going to hit, and I'm going to chart. Did I crush that pitch? So for me, it was middle to outside. I crushed it. And I'm going to keep going through, and I'm going to hit my next one. And I want to see how many, boom, out of 10. Not only did I crush, it means I'm hitting for power, I'm hitting in the right direction, and I'm making good contact. Off of the tee, a lot of those things should be relatively simple, okay? They may not be, but they should be. And then basically what we're going to do here is you can see, so this is what I did for pitching, so this is here. Middle out is what I wrote, all right, and yes, I crushed it. That's what I'm going to count my spot. If you were in a game and you wanted to put your result of what you actually did with that, you most certainly could. But this is basically just a yes or no. Did I hit this well or not? Yes, no. Keep it simple. All right, so you finished crushing your pitch. Now we have to work on making sure that we attack different parts of the zone. I get high and inside is my least favorite pitch. I most definitely probably like this one yet. But why should I not practice it? What if I have an 0-2 count? It's a good time to practice that. So when I practice that chart, I'm going to be using basically you've got your quad or your strike zone chart, and you can do it off a tee, you can do it off a front toss. So if I have high and inside, I'm going to work at only swinging at pitches that are high and inside, okay? If you just want to work high, you just want to work in, out, low, whatever, that's fine. If you have a tee, you can make it be a little bit more specific. But if you're working off of a front toss, it's really important that you do not swing at pitches that are outside of that zone. So I want to make sure that I put in my chart, and I'm just going to give you an example, okay, of where I am and what I'm supposed to be working at. So I'm going to do 5 to each of these. Clearly, I'm not doing that, just showing you. Okay, and F stands for a fly ball, L stands for a line drive, and G stands for a ground ball. So how many balls? I swung at 4 balls that were inside that target. I swung at 1 accidentally that was outside of that target. That is not good. That's not what I want, because And I always put my little hitter there. That way I know exactly where I am. This was me, this is high and inside. Obviously my little stick figure is not drawn to scale. So I would continue to do this for at least 4 different, and I can pick on high and inside, or I could just say, hey, I was just working high, I'm just working low, whatever that is. See how disciplined you are at that. If you only have a T, that's fine, that's what you have to do. If you have someone who can't toss but they can move a T, maybe you stay there focused and then they move your T. I get it, it's kind of silly, but we gotta do what we can do, all right? And that might make it a little bit different. Maybe you have a little sibling, they would love to do that. And then you would come from here, and then I know I'm supposed to be, so I'm here, yes, I can kind of see it out of the peripheral, but I am only supposed to be hitting that. Nope, I wouldn't have hit it, and I would take it. You can write T for take at the bottom. So the next one is just my spray chart. This one you're going to need some at least field space for to create. You could use Mojos, but you're going to need a little bit more field space. With this chart, you would use one of those cool 4-color pencils, or pens, I'm sorry, and you would want to put a dot next to each where your ball landed, okay? Obviously, if you don't have a full field or you're using a different type of ball, please make your field a little bit more to scale. A red would equal a line drive. Think about getting hit in the nose with a ball. Yours would be lots of blood. That's a line drive. Green for grass would be a ground ball, and blue for sky would be a fly ball. So you could kind of create, and this could be your own workout one day where you're just seeing where the majority of your balls are going. If you want to tie this in to a number, okay, so if you put a number and you put a number here, with the last chart that you did and this chart, you could see what pitches are resulting in what your ball did and where your ball went. That might give you a good indication of maybe where your spot is. If you don't know what your pitch is or what you like to hit, this tied in with that last chart we just did may be super helpful for you. Okay, so the next one we're going to do is we're going to work on just Jill's chart. We're going to start with quality at bats. What is a quality at bat? I'm going to read it to you in the bottom of my chart just so I don't forget any, but I love to quiz my girls on what quality at bats are. Hit by pitch, catcher's interference, a walk, any type of sacrifice, a barrel, which is that hard hit ball right off the bat, if you move the runner from second to third with no outs, an 8-pitch at bat, or if you see 4 more pitches after starting 0-2. So I'm going to just work through those situations. If it's a front toss, whatever, and I'm going to work on trying to get a quality at bat. I can work that. If I wanted to create and make that a little bit more exciting, okay, I can also use my scouting cards. So when I use my scouting cards, I will pull up one for my scouting card that says right-handed pitcher. Timing motion is average, pitch speed is average. Any count, she really doesn't have a preferred side of the plate. She does not have a changeup. Her major threat is the ability to go in and out. The umpire squeezing the zone. So I personally wouldn't make any adjustments up or back or in or out unless part of my plan was, hey, I am going to swing outside only. I am not taking it in. Maybe I'm going to get up a little bit more on the plate. But there's another key piece of information in here. The umpire is squeezing the zone. And because the umpire is squeezing the zone, that means I'm going to be a little bit more patient. That means my zone is going to come in a little bit. And then that way, my tosser, it's going to be hard to do this with a T, but you could do this with a T. So on this position, I would just set the T, for me, outside, I'd probably predict outside. I'd make sure it's a ball on the plate. And then I would make sure that when I'm tired, I'm coming from here, and then I'm tracking the ball back. I am not just, hey, it's not a pitch, I'll just back off and, do whatever. I need to make sure that I'm adjusting to what this pitcher does. I can also chart that. I chart that using my chart that's here, okay? So this is Jill's chart, and this is kind of what I look through here. Now, instead of circling the P for my pitchers, we would circle the Q for quality at bat coming in here. So, and you can see just like we do with the pitchers, I use arrows to dictate where the pitches are. If I circle it, that means swing and miss, and you can kind of move the runners along. So the next one we're going to do is we're going to work on creating a situation. So I can still use that same chart that we used, or I actually am going to use another chart. I'm going to first draw my situation card. So my situation is 2-0, 1 out, runners on second and third. So if I have 2-0, 1 out, runners on second and third. So I'm going to do runner on second, runner on third, okay? I've got 1 out, okay? And currently right now my count is 2-0. So we're going to use this chart. I just made it with Excel. You could see if I could give it to you if you want, but I put my count. My count's 2-0. I am hitting. My at-bat would be me. If I knew which at-bat this was, I could write that in there. I have a runner on second and third. I have 1 out, okay? And my planner approach is outside only. I'm actually going to write that down. I'm going to make sure that I stick to that. Then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to perform that. Did I execute my plan? Yes or no? I can put, if it was a ball, a strike, okay, and where the pitch was. That's what P stands for, is where the pitch was. And then I can put the result. So if I hit a, I'll say sacrifice, bunt, RBI, times 1. So then I put that in there, the sacrifice bunt, RBI times 1. Of course, practice your bunting too. So I can just create these situations inside of the situations. And make them write it out, make them plan it out, make everyone count. I could use the situation cards for this. I could also use a pitcher for this, like so a type of a pitcher that's pitching. Make sure that you just chart all of it out. And my last one for today is creating hitting results. I believe that this was probably my favorite drill, well, my kids' favorite drill that we did all fall. And what I mean by that is I'm going to create, I can use the situation cards or I can use the scouting cards. It doesn't matter. And I'm going to hit, and then after I hit, because maybe you're hitting off of a tee into a net and you can't see where it goes, now let's draw the hitting results card. So when I draw that hitting results card, it's going to tell me, hit, home run, all runners score, woo! I'm going to be excited about that. And I want you to be excited about that. I know it's fake, I know it's made up, but it's awesome. And you can work better. So like if it said you had a single, work an entire inning. So you work an inning saying, all right, so